getting master rank is not that hard. Asterisk. Making it to master rank is definitely a journey, but the way that I've looked at it the entire time as I was grinding up into this point was that master rank is just a beginning. I felt like if I was able to make it from rookie all the way up to master, I would finally be able to reach a point of some sort of respect. But now, like, I understand pretty much the basics of the game, so now what do I have to sharpen up to get better? So if you're in gold, platinum, diamond, I wouldn't necessarily look at it as being bad at the game. I would look at it more so like there are a couple of things that I really have to dial in and focus on to get better in order to rank up. Because high diamond and all that, everyone has combos. Now, are you punishing them for their mistakes? Are you changing up your offense? Are you adapting to your player? These are things that you gotta start realizing at a higher rank. So with that, the first thing I would say to dial in on are your anti-airs. You can tell someone who has good anti-airs versus someone who doesn't have good anti-airs. If someone cannot anti-air, and doing parry as an anti-air could cost you as well later on. What do I mean by that? So jumping. Whenever someone jumps at you, that gives them an opportunity to attack, and not only attack, they can gain ground by jumping. So if they're in the corner, they can get out of the corner. If they're mid-screen towards the corner, they can jump, get more so to the middle of the stage. You get a lot of real estate off of a jump. If you're able to successfully anti-air these people, I think it helps best in the corner. You can increase your pressure a lot because your opponent's not going to know what to do. If they don't have any drive gauge, if they're burnt out, if they don't have any super meter, and they're thinking, if I jump, this dude's going to anti-air me, parrying as an anti-air can easily be exploited. This is a bad habit that I feel like I developed, not because I can't anti-air, but more so because a lot of the times when people jump, you kind of know that they're already gonna press a button. I can understand why parry would be encouraged or feel easy to do. You know, you press one button, boom, parry, versus having to do your DP input, whatever that is. But at a higher level, the anti-air parry is not good, because if your opponent realizes that you don't have anti-airs, like I said, they can gain ground, but they can also bait that parry anti-air into a throw, punish counter throw, or if they catch you early enough, you can get caught into a punish counter combo. Being able to anti-air consistently is definitely the way to go, and it just builds on your fundamentals as well. Next, we have whiffing too many buttons. Low level, a lot of people are going to be whiffing buttons. You're going to be whiffing buttons. I still whiff buttons, but this is something that I'm trying to work on. This is more so, you know, spacing neutral. But whiffing buttons to some people might look like, okay, this dude whiffed a button, now it's my turn to attack. You can actually punish people for whiffing, and I'm sure you've done it before. I'm sure someone has done a super too far away, it hasn't landed. Maybe a grappler, Manon, Geef have done their super, and you see them like thrown over, like they missed the throw, and then you do a combo and you see punish counter on the screen. That's a whiff punish. Things like that are whiff punishes. Now, the longer you play the game, the more experience you have in the game will actually slow down. So certain moves you can see whiff and then think to yourself, oh, I can punish this. If you see people whiffing, let's say a Bison whiff scissors, you can punish that. If you see a Kuma with crouch heavy kick, everybody, you can punish their sweeps. A lot of the times you might see people whiff throw. I know people like to neutral jump and bait a throw. You can whiff punish that. Whiff punishing is something you have to be conscious of over time, and it's just with practice. A lot of moves have recovery frames, so that's all it is, hitting them during the recovery frames. Playing the mental game. I don't blame you if you have no mental game / game plan / awareness of what your opponent's doing. I don't blame you. People that are playing master, some people are still playing like it's a one-player game. But if you really want to get better, you have to be able to understand what your opponent's going to do and then strategize off of that. And you also have to realize, what am I showing my opponent? So then what can I bait out, or how can I adjust my offense? And even on defense, you have to realize, okay, when I'm on defense, my opponent's always going to do this string. And if they don't change, you can now figure out how to counter that string. Then that shuts them down, because then they don't know what to do after that. This is why on a very basic level, the Hondas, butt slam, headbutt. That's it. Honda offense at low level. So if you know how to counter the butt slam and the headbutt, they get kind of stuck and then they can get rolled. And most of the Hondas that I played at lower level don't have good defense, so it's pretty free. But let's look at it from your perspective. Let's say you always do your bread and butter combo and then you go into Oki like jab or medium punch or whatever you have that's your meaty button, and your opponent starts to catch on to this. So what do? They drive reversal or they DP. It's up to you to realize, okay, every time I go for button on their wake up, they're going to do one of these things. So then what do? You can bait that out. You can bait out the DP. Let's say you land a combo 3 times and the 4th time you go and they DP'd every single time. Chances are they're going to DP again because they're going to expect you to press again because that's all you've been showing them. So then what do? Dash up, block, or shimmy them and block. Boom, they're gonna do EXDP, you get a free combo. Simple. And this is how the mental game starts. This is like a basic level, but you can expand it as you get better, as the opponents you fight get better. There's different levels to it. Watching replays / watching high level players / being aware of what you're doing, kind of like in the mental game. Watching replays, very important. I recorded all of my games from rookie to like diamond 3, I want to say. I literally have all that saved on a hard drive because I wanted to pay attention to this stuff. I wanted to see what was I doing wrong. I wanted to see how I could get better. This is how I realized that I whiff a lot of buttons. Crouching medium kicks, standing heavy punches, and it's not like I'm pressing these buttons to clip them or catch them whiffing a button. I was just straight trying to land these moves and just whiffing them, and that would get me into a lot of my whiff punishes. Another good thing about watching your replays, you can actually see what's minus on block, like -3, -5, what's super punishable. If you don't understand how frame data works, have a video for frame data. That's very important. But watching replays, you can see what you're doing wrong. And not only that, you can watch the replays of higher level players of your character and see what do they do, what strategies do they use. Try to get into their head and figure out what they're doing with your character, because there are no bad characters. Yeah, there might be tier lists. Some characters might be better than others because they have certain tools that others don't. But just because Akuma has air fireball doesn't mean he's better than the rest of the cast. He's not top 1 because he has air fireball. Everyone's character works. If you look at the CFN rankings, you would see characters who people deem as trash, low level, and they're in the top 500. So if your character is up there and someone winning with their character, you need to learn and pay attention, see what they do in certain situations that you're not doing. I once saw someone using a diamond chun and he told me, I know every optimal combo this character can do. And they proceeded to show me crouching heavy punch, drive rush, crouching heavy punch, drive rush, combo ender. That's not an optimal combo. If you watch high level players, you do not see them doing that combo. So if you're doing something that you don't see them doing, you need to ask yourself why. And this will make you better overnight. Literally. Last thing on this list is patience. You need to learn how to play patient. I know it's really easy with some characters to just turn off your brain and play, and that's okay. If that's your play style, that's your play style. But if you want to be better, if you want to actually progress, reach your goals, you're going to have to learn how to play patient. Because if you're playing very aggressive, you're basically showing your opponent all your cards, and if all they're doing is blocking for a round, you gain no data off of what they do. Now don't get me wrong, if you're winning because they're guessing wrong, do it. But in the situation where you need to be patient and actually observe what they're doing, then that's how you'll be able to get better. If you're not able to be patient, sit still, that's going to be a big problem, because your opponent's going to be able to adjust to you and play the mental game against you, but you're so autopilot running around pressing buttons, just mashing, you're going to struggle. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.